People of the internet, how you doing? I'm the Eking Guy, and today me and Nona are going to discuss two films and our two favourite sins, cake and coffee. Total Cop Zone presents Consecration and Dr. Deathface. Recording. There's some gold there. In jokes.
We can just repeat it with all of the acting skill I got from my BTEC.
Okay, go from the top. From the top.
Okay. That's some good looking cake.
It's not bread though.
It's not avocados in the garden either. I had to think about what I actually fucking said. Line.
It's not avocados from the garden though.
Okay. It's not avocado. Listen, I'm trying to grab myself a fucking role in this shit. I would have totally been in that film.
Yes,
Hello.
films. That's what we're here for this week. And in a change of pace, we're going to do the first of a coffee and cake and co-features podcast.
Yeah, it is a coffee and cake morning.
Trying to get an alliteration for films, but co-features the best I got. Which means B-movie, apparently.
I mean, that kind of sums up at least what I'm guessing to be the first movie we're going to talk about today.
That's the Scary Nun movie. Sorry, Scary Nun movie.
Yeah.
Because I'd put that first.
Yeah, we finish on a high.
I thought we were going to start on a high. We're going to do the coffee and cake reviews.
Oh, yeah, shit. So technically, my colleagues today are actually having a coffee morning where they're reviewing coffee and cake. But it's my day off, so they've sent me money to buy coffee and cake, but I'm not there to actually review it. So I'm doing my review now.
They're actually reviewing coffee and cake at work.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the law. Costa came out with a lavender latte.
Yeah.
And we were all sort of going, we kind of want to try it, but we also are very fearful because who the fuck puts lavender into their latte, right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So one of our colleagues actually tried it and then sent us, we have a little team group chat, sent us like photos of having acquired the latte and then trying the latte and realizing that someone had essentially just stuck lavender disinfectant into their latte because that's how they said it tasted. Our TL had the idea that like maybe we should just have a coffee morning and we all buy a coffee we like and we can just talk about it. I am a creature of habit, so I always go for a soya or oat, depending which milk I'm in the mood for, latte with sugar-free caramel every single time. Like, it's just what I like. That's what I like. But my other thing that I get from Costa is a raspberry and almond bake. They're fucking delicious. Like, that's end of story. It's like having a Battenberg deconstructed without all of the pink color in it, but lots of jam. Delicious. And crunchy because the almonds are crunchy. I love almonds. Like almonds. Almonds. They're crunchy and they're toasted. And yeah. So there's my coffee review for my colleagues. I will send this to them. They probably want to stop listening from now though.
More than the lavender coffee though. I've seen it. I had a lavender donut over the weekend actually.
Was it good?
It was lavender creme brulee.
That actually sounds like it would be good.
It's not a donut to be having if you have a beard. Because it just sticks to it.
You need a beard bib. We need someone to get into the business of that where you can just like wrap it around you. You know, like how glasses go on? You can just like wrap it over your ears.
We need to sort of support the moustache bit and the bits at the side and the bit at the bottom. It was a challenge to eat and a bit floury. not going to say it's the worst thing I've eaten, but
Yeah,
it's not the
there's
worst thing I've had in my mouth.
it doesn't sound it doesn't sound like the worst thing. I'm not good with messy food though, so
Yeah, I've long since given up having dignity when eating burgers in public. Like you got some mayonnaise in your beard. Yep.
yeah, there's probably a little few crumbs over here as well, but we don't care.
Yeah, coffee wise, I broke out the Algerian coffee this morning. Ground it
Mm.
specially. If you're in London, you probably would know the Algerian coffee shop in Old Compton Street. Been there for nearly over 100 years now. Apparently, if it's not too busy, they'll give you an espresso
Oh,
for one pound
nice.
fifty.
That's really good.
Yeah, for London.
Yeah, yeah.
And they are online, so you can order the coffee from them direct. Their stuff is amazing. I don't think I can do any more coffee reviews because that is the final boss.
That's the only
Yeah,
coffee that counts.
yeah, they're special beans or special blend. Amazing. And cake wise, I got whatever Sainsbury's had because I'm a dirty vegan. So I got the Mini Vic, the vegan caterpillar cakes.
Oh, they are so good. But then I wonder how much of that is because obviously you're aware, like I was vegan for like 6 years. The only reason I had to stop actually was because I started having a bunch of allergies and aversions that ended up to the point of where like even now I'm still like having to I am having to have a bunch of tests. That's a whole other Nona story. We're not getting into that. But it meant that I was struggling to find anything that I could eat that wasn't just like dust.
Just
Um,
dust.
it's meant like most of like my diet in reality has to be quite and I put this in commas clean one as I sit here with a piece of cake. Um, I suffer for that later on, but yeah, it's they are so good. But then again, like I don't know if that is just because options are so limited sometimes. I'm awaiting your review on it.
Oh, I'm saying meeting on Mike.
Yeah, I can't say I can hear you eating it. I can see you. That for those who aren't aware, I can see the cake has been eaten. Dino has taken a bite. He's masticating it as we speak. He's just given a little sort of head nod.
That's good.
Good.
Good
Yeah,
cake. Very good cake.
yeah. I knew that they would be. Like
Yeah.
they generally are. Like some of them though are vile. There are some vegan cakes out there that are dry as hell.
And there might be gluten-free ones as well.
Yeah, I think that I say that like some of the gluten-free ones aren't vegan though. That was something that used to happen to me all the time. I'd order a cake for a treat, special treat, and I'd get some sent something that was like gluten-free, but gluten-free isn't vegan. So some of them had eggs in, and I'd be like, I can't eat that. I mean, I
That is
do
an issue. You
now,
go to the
but
free for a mile and it'd be like all vegan stuff, plant-based stuff, and gluten-free stuff. But then the gluten-free stuff isn't vegan as well. It's a pain in the ass.
yeah, look at us like moaning about first world problems.
And I'm sure I've been blocked by about 6 people by now for sort of this banter that's going on. Oh, banter,
Can we stop?
talking,
Listen,
discussing stuff.
listen,
Vegans.
if we get into the movie, oh yeah, no, that is 100% gonna happen. Like where they're gonna be like vegans. Um, if we get into the movie and we talk about the movie, like I'm gonna fucking say this right now, like it's downhill regardless. Like this is as good as it gets. Like take the recommendations for coffee and cake because you're gonna need them to stay the fuck awake in this movie. Like that's not me trying to be a dick. Like it's just one of those where I genuinely got bored. And I
Okay.
fucking love a nun movie.
Okay, let's get to the press. When you get around, I'm going to take another bite. If I go quiet, that'd be
Okay.
why.
Yeah, if you're wondering why, it's because one of us is eating cake.
2 podcasts to record today. Jesus. We're going to get the rest of them later. Continuity.
I will save these for next week.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I'm here from the Vatican because of my brother's death. I've come to bring transparency to this tragedy.
Before he fell into darkness, he was much loved by everyone.
Fell into darkness. You saw my brother kill himself.
The eyes of God are on us all.
This was the ultimate confessional. The nuns, they stand here, and for every sin committed, they take a step back. The more steps they took,
They fell to their death.
God caught them.
Okay, after the suspicious death of her brother, a priest, Grace goes to the Mount Saviour Convent in Scotland to find out what really happened. Once there, she uncovers murder, sacrilege, and a disturbing truth about her own past. Sorry. Cake is an issue when doing podcasts. There's a reason why people don't do it. The film stars,
Yeah, they're wrong.
the film stars Jena Malone, the Hunger Games franchise, the Neon Demon, and female ref in WWE 2K24. Yes, really. Danny Huston, the Aviator, Children of Men, 21 Grams, and the remake of The Crow, no one wants to remember was a thing. Ferguson, Emmerdale, Will Keane, Operation Mincemeat, Victor Frankenstein, and Dame Jeanette Suzman, The Crown, Antony and Cleopatra. Consecration was directed by Christopher Smith. Also did Triangle, Creep, Severance, not that one, and Temple, who co-wrote the film with Laurie Cook, Lord of Misrule, Don't Hang Up, and also Triangle. Good film, Triangle. But the reason why I quite like the look of this one, just seeing that there, Triangle, great film. Was a while ago though.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong.
And on to the next film.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I love a nun movie. I think it's Dracula's Fiance. It's a French film. It's a French horror film even, and it's got nuns in it who flash their asses and smoke cigarettes, and it's fucking brilliant. They're creepy as hell. And it's not that I was expecting this to be the same. There were some really creepy parts, like the peekaboo was very creepy. Like, I'm not gonna even fucking pretend I wasn't like, okay, fuck off. But it never really, like, I could have watched the last 20 minutes of the film to have understood what the film was about. Probably not even the last 20 minutes.
It was about the last 20 minutes. Because when it picked up, told the whole story, and it still didn't fully make sense. But having the bulk of the movie before that being what it was, it made even less sense, I guess. I'm feeling.
Yeah, like I didn't really understand. I didn't know what was going on. I think that's the thing of it. Like, and you're supposed to have some semblance of understanding through a film. There's supposed to be a moment when you go, oh, yeah, fuck. Like, especially in something that's supposed to be a bit of a thriller, a bit of a brain turner. I spent the whole of it going, yeah, fuck.
I did sell this to you as a scary nun movie because I think the press kind of pushed it that way. I mean, the poster looks that way.
The trailer looks that way, though.
Yeah, it does have. It looks like a scary nun movie, and you're kind of expecting a certain thing. I'm expecting jump scares.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, but it's more gothic horror.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All about feelings and ghosts and spookies and supernatural stuff. And as soon as I figured that, I was like, okay, it's not going to be jump scares. I mean, there was one early on, or they attempted one early on with the phone in the house, and the shadowy, scary nun in the background. But then you get the gothic horror thing, and you go, oh, okay, that's okay. It's going to be something different. It's going to be slower. But even then, it was yeah, like I say it's slow and dull and not much going on.
I don't know how much of it didn't help that even cinematically to look at, it was very monotone.
This set dressing I noticed was kind of sparse at the beginning, but then I didn't know if that was like a choice of the character, where it's like minimalism. The
Yeah.
house has got nothing in it whatsoever. There's nothing to look at. But then they got to the hospital and the place where the nuns are, nunnery. It's a nunnery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there was nothing on the walls there either. And it's just like, okay, this is just not very well. There's no set dressing. There's no texture to it, almost.
And the colours that they did use, there was one particular scene, it sticks out in my brain, where she sat. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember exactly what she's doing, but she sat at like a desk and there's like a mustard yellow curtain behind her. But even that had been almost filtered. Oh, thank you. Filtered to make it look duller. And for me, like, if you want to really add the spookies into a film, or you really want to add like the semblance of this is about religion and faith, or like that's the pinpoint, right, of this film, is it's to do with religion and faith. You want to really accentuate those parts and make them stand out. And then everything else is just background. And there was nothing that popped out. It was just all very grey from start to finish, even down to like the way that they dressed Jenna's character. There was just like, she's got an absolutely beautiful hair colour. It didn't stand out. And she's supposed to be like this really main part of the story. And I just felt like she looked like everybody else. There was nothing, and maybe that was a choice in terms of making her not be, she's supposed to not be significant. But to me, that should have been something that slowly came out as even down to like the blood in it. Dull. It just was dull. So if I'm looking at something and it isn't even visually pleasing, I got bored.
Yeah, very one note all the way through.
Yeah.
Without any set dressing any changing colours, it was just like it was. I don't know. Just audio was sounding like it was echoing off the walls. It was just empty and
Yeah.
yeah. I think scare wise, none. But as it's a gothic horror, overwhelming of feeling and the feeling of dread. More like feeling of boredom. I got 2 laughs. Which you really don't want in a horror film. One was the older priest played by Danny Huston. Says he only has 2 sins: cake and coffee. Hey.
Hey.
And the other one was the CGI nuns falling out the hole in the wall.
See, I
That
don't
was
even
hilarious.
remember that, but I'm not sure that I'd probably have laughed as well. Like,
It's like a video game. They're falling out, and the rate of them falling was off. And if you go back and watch it, you probably still can. They're kind of falling out the hole in the wall. It's like they count their sins going backwards, and if they have too many sins, they fall out the hole in the thing and fall to their death. Apparently, it's something to do with the nuns having too many sins, so they're falling to their death. It's a big dream sequence she has, but she's seen it from a distance, and they look like video game characters. Just, and I started laughing.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Like, even down to, like, because obviously there were some flashbacks in the movie. But there was no light and dark on where they were either. Because everything was all done the same.
Yeah, there was no changing colour scheme or
Yeah.
anything like that. I mean, there's some moments in it which I think are decent ideas at least. But
Yeah, and I will say this. I think the actual story itself has so much potential to be really, really good in terms of like what they were trying to achieve. It wasn't poorly performed. No one did anything that I sort of went, that was shit in terms of their performance.
Hmm.
Like, it was just a case of the actual story itself, in terms of it kicking in and the look of it, were both incredibly boring. Like, to begin with, like, obviously that first jump scare comes in quite early.
Hmm.
And I was like, here we go. We're getting into it fast. We're straight in. And then it went, ha ha, no, and stopped. And I was like, okay, I've been absolutely had with this.
They had some stakes in the film early on as well because they had the cat. Anytime a cat's in a film, it's like, oh dear, oh no. But then the cat just disappeared and was never in the film again.
Yeah.
I wanted more Mr. Moo.
Was that the cat?
Yeah, Mr. Moo the cat. Trying
I
a big
mean-
deal at the start of like, Mr. Moo, where are you?
Personally, I think the whole thing should have been recorded with cats as the performers. And then
Humans as cats, like the film Cats.
no, just actual cats. Like, we're not making that same mistake again. Like, we just take cats and we put them in little habits and we go, ah, with the cats. You know, like in the Fatboy Slim video for the Joker, I think it is. I think that's the song. It's a bunch of kittens. Have you never seen it? It's one of the, let me see, I think that's what it's called. I'm looking now.
But the only acceptable use of AI is if you change an entire film to feature cats.
Okay, so it's Fatboy Slim the Joker. He made a music video with cats and kittens. And it's literally like real life cats and kittens. And it's actually one of my favorite music videos. And it's amazing. Like, they go out to a club and they buy catnip. It's fucking brilliant. It's genuinely so good. And if they'd have just made this film in the same way, I'd have probably been for it.
Don't not recommend this one.
No, I don't know if it's because I'm not their target audience, which is also part of the issue I have with it. Because it's not like the worst film I've ever seen. It's just, I can't decide if it was supposed to be for me. And yeah, I don't know.
I'd put it in the middle ground of it wasn't so bad it's memorable, wasn't so bad it's bad. It's just, I don't think I can remember much of it.
No,
I
me
only watched it
neither.
like a day ago.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really stands out apart from the bit with the nuns falling out the hole in the wall.
Yeah, I really don't remember a lot of it at all, except for like the last 20 minutes.
Should we do a spoiler zone?
I don't even know if there are spoilers for this film.
Yeah, I guess there's one thing at the end which I kind of didn't get. If you don't want this spoiled, skip forward to this time code, which I'll put in later. Skip forward to 26 minutes and 45 seconds if you still don't want this film spoiled. Like, the big thing I'm guessing at the end of the getting out the church is bad. Because at no point in it, because she's essentially the Antichrist or a fallen angel, and she's so evil and so powerful.
No, she's a relic.
Yeah, but she's like all powerful and a front to God or could challenge God. But at no point did she do anything that I wouldn't consider just self-defense.
Well, she gave that woman her eyesight back.
Yeah, she didn't do anything bad. So I'm guessing that the whole thing is that the church is bad because the church is punishing her, but she's only defending herself in the film. Then when she does do the thing of going back in time and doing the things, she's only doing those things because she's defending herself. But there wasn't like enough of a message to say the church is bad, we should hate the church during the film.
I don't know
generally feel
about that
way
because
anyway.
of what happened with her with when she was taken away in the car and her brother was chucked out onto the side of the road. And I'll be fair, I don't really understand that part either, because how did that happen? And then you find yourselves later on in life and he becomes a priest, and like I was very confused
Yeah, there's
by
a lot of those bits as well. The end bit where she dies, And the policeman in charge of the investigation is talking to Mother Superior, who's like, oh no, she has powers, blah, blah, blah. She'll survive this.
Yeah.
And then she's back home in London, just having a chat with her mate. But the policeman doesn't know this, because I'm pretty sure she's still involved in the investigation somehow. It's not like she's changed address, changed job. She's probably got the same phone number. It's a very strong extradition treaty between Scotland and England, apparently.
Yeah.
A couple of 100 miles down the road. Yeah, we can't get you from London. That was just a bit like the cap of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
It was all a dream.
But yeah, church bad. I think that anyway. But then,
I mean, yeah, I same, but I don't know. It just was a really weird. They took, the head honcho nun into the police station, and then were like driving her home, having a casual little chat after like arresting her for the fact that a bunch of people had been dying. It just all felt a little bit. Actually, that was probably as close to real life as it ever gets, actually, when you think about what the crime rates are like in the UK. So maybe that part was absolutely factually on it, especially when it comes to religion.
church bad, please shit.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't even fucking find out she was back in London.
Moving on. Today's main film.
Something strange is happening in my house. This whole week has been pretty strange. And to be honest, something strange is also happening in me. I don't think I'm a very good therapist.
I'm excited.
So not really a press release for this because it's not out officially. I've been given the okay to review it. It's going to get sent off to a festival soon, which hopefully will get picked up for a few. As it's still in the stage of being edited, so the version which gets released will probably be different to the one we've seen. Maybe just a few bits here and now, but
Yeah.
I said it's not finished. Anything that goes up now will be like the new version. But yeah, Dr. Deathface. So Dr. Deathface is an agoraphobic sex therapist and divorcee who's having a bit of a weird time. He's been hearing things, seeing things that just aren't there. He's having bizarre nightmares filled with BDSM babes and supernatural spectacle. Strange men are showing up outside his house. That's all a little too much. Then one night his nightmare-induced sweat seeps into his mattress and creates a bedgina. And of course it eats people. Soon Dr. Deathface discovers that he has a new purpose in life, one that will finally get him out of the house and into murder. A tale as old as time.
Yeah, then bedginas and murder.
So this was actually from the Indiegogo campaign press thing, which influenced me to sort of get involved with this. I probably would have done anyway, but yeah. As far as what you should expect tone and style-wise, well, that's tough. If you like a general idea, you should check out writer-director Michael Keane's previous feature film, The Head. Although that movie was shot on VHS and styled in the manner of an old shot-on-video horror film, so it's not quite the same. This one marks a departure, but if you're familiar with the work of Jess Franco, Roger Watkins, John Waters, or Takeshi Miike, you might have a sort of close idea of what to expect. It's going to be perverted, violent, and borderline dadist. That might sound a bit pretentious, but you know what? It's going to be a bit pretentious too.
I'm not sure the film at any point felt fucking pretentious. It felt like if you put Little Shop of Horrors, a Razorhead, and sprinkled a bit of Cronenberg into a blender, that's the film you get.
Yeah, Michael Keane's also did a film before The Head called Fatal Future, which was inspired by the work of cinematic auteur Neil Breen, which is on Prime for free if you want to check that one out. which is a bad movie, but it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah, I love it when they're supposed to be bad. That's like my favorite genre. Purposely bad.
So this was made with a modest budget of $10,000.
Yeah, I did see that.
Stars Roger Dexter as Dr. Deathface. He's not been in all that much. I think he's a musician. He was in The Head as well. Drew Marvick, who is on the indie horror scene quite a bit. You've probably seen a few of his films. Pool Party Massacre was his debut
Yeah.
feature-length film, which he produced on VHS tape before the major labels got involved in the idea and thought it was neat. He actually did that all himself independently. Lawrence. I've got Lawrence and Harvey because I'm doing this text-to-speech for some reason. He was creepy guy in Human Centipede 2, which is a classic of cinema. I will not hear a bad word said against that.
Say
There's a-
nothing.
He was also in Human Centipede 3, the final sequence. I'm saying nothing about that. Which is one of those guys who's in films for the love of it, really. Michael Keane's in it as well. Writer, director, editor, actor, and sings the theme tune, which I can actually say is not a joke in this one.
Yeah, I know it's not a joke.
And topping off the list, you got Ginger Lynn Allen, as well as being in a ton of horror films, was a former adult film actress back in the day when porn was good. It's quite funny going back over her filmography as well. There's all these porn films, a few horror films sprinkled in now.
Right, she was in 31, yeah.
Yeah, 31. I think she was in Devil's Rejects as well.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Young Guns, Blaze of Glory. NYPD Blue, Metallica's Turn the Page video, and was it Wing Commander 3, The Heart of a Tiger? PC game.
Oh.
That's a career.
Yeah, she's been in a few things.
Yeah, been to the 1970s, I think it was, or 1980s.
Yeah, a lot of this is like quite far back.
But yeah, in this film, in the first 15 minutes, you have a dominatrix scene with some stilettos going to a rather soft and tender area, a wanking scene, and a garden gnome being inserted somewhere.
Yeah, you have a garden gnome having a better time than most of us.
This is before waking up to find a vagina bed and avocados being in the garden.
Yeah.
So, thoughts?
I've never enjoyed a film more. I laughed and what the fucked in the best way possible. It was weird and bizarre. And I actually really enjoyed, like, so this is the massive difference in somebody who has a vision and knows how to work that budget into it. Because some of it, obviously, the way it's shot, you have scenes that are in black and white. And generally those scenes were the ones where the gore was contained, right?
Yeah.
And that is because when you have such a budget, making good gore in color is hard. But knowing how to do it then in black and white, it takes a hell of a lot of knowing sort of like what you need to make it stand out and show in the ways that you want it to, but also knowing that it can do the job, if not better, for what you need it to do. And that's why it was far more interesting to watch, because it shot between the two, like black and white and then in color, but the gore was still there. I don't even know how to explain it because it was disgusting. And yeah, it was all in black and white.
Also, quick cuts interspersed with Max Fleischer style black and white cartoons. The music and sound effects from that laid in. And coming off watching Consecration, which was sparse in visual style,
Yeah.
This was, yeah.
There was so much to be able to like enjoy about it. And it slowly like it started off like quite not slow paced because it did pick up very quickly. But it started off where it was kind of what you would expect a sex therapist to be dealing with. Like, this dude is talking about his problem. It's absurd. You can see he's sitting there like, this is fucking absurd. He's obviously going through some stuff himself. But then it descends into his madness quite quickly. And even as you're watching it, you don't really know if you are a participant or not. Like, so this might be a slight spoiler. There are cameras watching him, right? You don't know if you're supposed to be the person sat behind the camera that's also watching him. Because it breaks fourth wall in certain parts so that you are also complicit. It was just so good. I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed, like, again, I don't want to give spoilers, but there's so many good parts. Like, look out for the little musical montage is probably what I'd say. Like, that was fucking brilliant.
Or the big ending song.
It was just so good. It was just, they were just dancing and singing, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely absurd to put it into the movie of what it was. And the last line, we'll get to that in the spoilers, but the last line of the whole film, I absolutely pissed myself laughing. Like, I genuinely cackled. It was just so good. It was so interesting and weird. And just, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, the influences there was John Waters, Jess Franco, Miku Takashi. You know it's going to be a bit odd. There's not a straight narrative in it. It's shot very differently. There's some stuff in it which are, I don't know if you've seen Jess Franco films. I've seen one or two, and they are just very weird, very sexy, very weird. And there's lots of that in now.
Yeah.
Which doesn't actually connect to the story, kind of, but it kind of does. You just get carried away with it all.
I think it does connect to the story.
Yeah, it
because
just kind of washes you along with it. Okay, this is just two girls making out covered in blood. Right.
Yeah, to me, though, that tied into the stuff with the Dom at the very start of the film. And it was a guy who was having to listen to everybody else's problems sexually whilst having repressions of his own. And guys are, they dig that shit. And by this point, like, I feel like he would have dug that shit given he was also feeding them to a giant vagina in his bed.
Yeah, it's a bit with the sausages that got me.
Yeah. Yeah, don't, because that did also make me laugh when that was actually the bit that weirded me out the most in the whole film. And like, you'd think it would have been the actual film, but no, it was the sausages that really did freak me out. And I was just there like, why are you acting like this is normal?
Okay, big recommend then.
Yeah, I'm 100% telling my friends. Some of my pals will lap this up as a film. They'll shout at me later on going, what the fuck? But like, they'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the finished product and its release, and I'll plug the hell out of this.
Yeah, I need to know where I can get a physical copy. This is one of those films that I'd 100% buy and put it on my bookcase with all the other films I'm really proud to own.
I have to ask Mike to do it.
Yeah.
Mike, you're a weird guy.
Brilliantly weird, though. Like, let's not even
Yeah.
pretend. He's like, if he ever needs, I'm an ex-stage performer. He ever needs somebody who has a B-Tech in jazz hands. I fucking swear to God. I'll even fucking move the flaps of the vagina for him if that's what he needs. Like, it looks like it's the most fun time.
A big recommend for Dr. Deathface there. It's not going to be everyone's cup of coffee or cake, but hit the spot.
Yeah, I can't believe I just said what I said, to be honest.
An ice like that?
Putting it on my fucking CV going forward.
Yep. Consecration, I'd give that a miss. Not the worst film ever, but much better films out there, like Dr. Deathface. So before we go to the spoiler zone, and probably more stuff that's going to get isolated, where can we find you online?
I'm on Blue Sky. Nona Goff. Nonagoff. I think that's what I've changed it to. I changed it. I know I changed it. I'm checking now. What did I change it to?
Nona Goff, 2 Fs.
Yeah, 2 Fs because I'm British.
British in it.
I'm British in it, bruv. Don't. My other half the other day sent me a video of it was one of those like short videos of a British proposal, and it was a guy who'd put a ring into a vape box. I was cackling, but I also said he ever did that, and I would absolutely say no, bruv.
And you can find me on talkhorizon.com. You can find all my social medias on there. You can buy me a cup of coffee. As I noted, cups of coffee in London only cost £1.50. That'd be great. Much appreciated.
All the coffee.
My email's in there as well. You can send me your film. You heard how nice we are to independent films. You don't have a massive budget. No, as long as you have set dressing, great.
Bonus points for musical montage.
Yep, talkhorizon.com, all that stuff. Spoiler zone coming up. Welcome to the spoiler zone.
The way that you like sat there, like I could see you counting it, and then as you were sort of like counting it, you went, "I've got time for a piece of cake." Spoiler zone.
You don't take Dr. Deathface spoiled. I don't like ASMR mukbang. I turn off now.
Yeah. Don't listen.
That's disgusting. Okay, spoilers. Go for it. What do you want to say about Dr. Deathface?
Firstly, the fucking dildo machine that splooged into the woman's face like it was a fucking casual weekend. I genuinely sat there like, this is not just a descent into madness. Like, this is something that Channel 4 had fucking put on at like 2 a.m. Like, this is just insane. It was so funny as well. Like, she's just sat there casually covered in this stuff, like, just chatting away. Like, I'm so excited. And I'm like, is this what is happening? That part actually was probably one of my... I fucking loved it. It was just so funny. Like, watching her, like, really try. And he does not give a shit. Like, he's like, yeah. It's like he's gone out of his way to humiliate her for his own personal gratification. But it was also just fucking funny.
And then you see the death machine, which hasn't made it to Saw yet.
Yeah. My other favourite part was the last line of "men will do anything for pussy." After he'd literally spent the whole of the film calling it cunt. The whole film. Just calling the monster in his bed. Do you know what the worst part was, right? As well. To begin with, obviously, like, you see the thing appear under the bed sheets, right? And it's like, the sound is grotesque. Like, they were so good at the sound effects that they added. Because it was just disgusting. But at first, I didn't even register that it was a giant fucking vagina. I thought it was just like a mouth or something, because you only really saw like a part of it. And then it pans round and it's like, whoa, that's a fully man-eating fucking vagina hole in his bed. And the feeding was quite funny as well, just like watching the heads be shoved in. Yeah, I had the best time watching this. I laughed so much. When the musical montage happened, I couldn't decide if I was just losing my mind or not.
It was something special.
It really was. And there was a lot of people who kept coming back to life.
Oh, and the neck pussy.
Yeah, that was also weird. The one time actually I did wince was during the part where there was one guy cutting the back of his neck. That did make me wince, because I was like, how the fuck are you going to do that? Like, those things are they go in deep. Like, that's not just a superficial axe wound on the back of your neck. That's a full fucking vagina. So I winced knowing that, like, I know it's not real, but had it been real, it's not even fucking possible to be real, but had it been real, that would have been some serious fucking cutting out. That part did make me wince. It was just really good and really funny. And the whole gnome debacle. Like, where did she get that gnome from? Like...
Gonna pitch a single. Go on. It's about the gnome.
Okay. Oh, the one that I said about Dr. McDeathface, because that's how I keep fucking putting it in when I try and search for stuff on it. Literally yesterday I messaged you about it saying, oh, I keep going to call it Dr. McDeathface. And then I went into my phone to like just try and bring up, because I try and do a little bit of looking to see who's in it, that kind of stuff beforehand, before we do this. And I again put fucking Dr. McDeathface as I was typing it in. So yeah, Dr. McDeathface is the sequel, and it's where we actually find out where the fucking gnome came from. There's pitchforks, there's a whole bunch of shit. The gnome can be the person, the object, the thing that ends up eating people next.
And you'll be up for operating the flaps.
The flaps, the flanges, whatever the fuck they need me for, I'll do it.